So welcome to our basic training webinar series. Today is the email builder. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the campaign builder. And today we're going to be talking about the email builder and how to send a broadcast. My name is Judy Miller, and for anyone that hasn't joined my webinars, welcome. I'm going to show a few slides first, and then we're going to get right into the software. So with your Infusionsoft application, you do have access to our Help Center. Our Help Center is located at help.infusionsoft.com. You can go there anytime, 24/7, and you'll have access to our user guide, where you can just type in a question, access to our tech support numbers. We have some for the UK, Australia, and the United States. Also access to our mastermind webinars. So if you go to our Help Center and you click on webinars, there's a mastermind section that are about 5 rungs higher than the basic training. So if you're looking for something about content marketing or writing good emails or doing automation or setting up shopping carts, you can go to our mastermind webinar section and search for one, and there'll be one that will pop up right there. And you'll also have access to our chat room, which is 24/7, talking to our tech support reps, 24/7 to get some help. And that's at help.infusionsoft.com. So a lot of people come to this webinar thinking that we're going to talk about campaigns, and we're not going to do campaigns until tomorrow. Today we're focusing on sending a broadcast with the email builder. So I'm going to show you the difference. An email broadcast is a one-off email, a batch email that goes to either one person or a specific group of people or your entire list. So if I want to send out an email to people on Wednesday and let them know that our class is not going to be held tonight because my daughter's having a baby and I have to be at the hospital, and I only want to send that to people that come to my Wednesday ballet classes, I would just search for those people and send them off a broadcast. Or if I want to send it to my whole list and send off my newsletter, I would do it with the broadcast. A campaign is a little different, and a campaign does have emails in it. So a campaign is a series of automated email that are connected by timers. There's other stuff in there too, like you can add an owner, or you can put in a task, or you can put in an opportunity. There's lots of stuff you can do in the campaign. It does have emails in it, so you do have to know how to make an email template, and we're going to learn how to do that today. But a broadcast is different than a campaign, and we are going to talk about campaigns tomorrow. Here's an example of a broadcast. So summer's on its way. Scared to wear that beautiful bathing suit? Ah, don't be. Join us at Fitness for You and make good on your promise to be healthier in 2017. Look cute in that suit. Isn't that cute? I wrote it so you guys can use it if you want. And I just want to send this to a targeted group of people. I want to send it to people with the tag weight loss, with the people that are interested in toning up, and the people that are interested in social fun. So I already have those segmented inside my Infusionsoft application. I search for that specific group of people, and then I send off that broadcast with a clickable link that they can get a coupon. A campaign's a little different. A campaign is like set it and forget it. I set it up. I put a timer after I drop people into this campaign. In 2 days, they're going to get welcome and ready. And then 2 days later, they're going to get what's going on. And then 3 days later, they'll get the Are You Hot email. So that's already set. The emails are already done, and they're going to get those in specific increments based on the date that they were dropped into that campaign. We're going to talk about campaigns tomorrow, but you can see there are emails in them. I'll pause for a second, get a drink of water. And I'm back. So the awesome things we're going to be learning today is how to edit a template, how to add images, broadcast ideas, how to send a broadcast to your entire list, and how to send a broadcast to a targeted group. So why send a broadcast, Judy? Why not just do a set it and forget it campaign? Well, it's a great question. It may be a holiday greeting. We just had Easter, and I'll show you an example of my after Easter email. Instead of sending it on Easter, I'm going to send it after Easter because people get hammered on Easter, but whoever thought of an after Easter broadcast? So it might be a holiday greeting or an after holiday greeting. It may be that something's happening. Your website may be under construction. You just hired a new dental assistant. Your daughter's having a baby and you're going to have a grandbaby, so you're not going to be in the office for the day. It may be a special offer. You know, for today only, I'm going to give 50% off of my product. It may be to create urgency, and this is how we're wired inside of our head. It says, you know, don't covet thy neighbor's wife. Well, we covet everything. We want everything. And if it can't be ours and there's only 5 left of them, we want it. So we're geared like that. We're created like that, that if something only has a limit on it, like there's 5 seats left, we want to be one of the 5 to get those 5 seats. So we're just created like that. We want what we can't have, and we're getting more and more like that, and that's why Black Friday sales are so popular, because Home Depot has a Black Friday and July sale, and that's when I bought my washer and dryer last year, because it was a Black Friday sale and it was creating urgency. And the last one that I think is the most important is to create and build relationships, because people buy from friends and they buy from people they like. I went into the Verizon store last week to buy a cover for my phone, and the guy was so, I can't even think of the word without cussing. He was so bad with customer service. I just said, and I walked out. But I will buy from somebody that I like. People buy from people they like, and they buy from friends. If you create a relationship, when that person is ready to buy, they're going to buy from you because they're going to remember you. So my relationship building is, that's a picture of my granddaughter. She's going to be 2 years old in a couple months, and this was her last year in Hawaii. And she's in Hawaii again right now. So that's my relationship builder. It's my granddaughter, Everly, and she's super cute. So the email builder, it's easy to use, and it really is. If I can do it, you can do it. You can create multiple templates. So you may have 3 separate businesses. You may do massage on the side, and then you're a personal trainer, and you also sell vitamins. So you have 3 different templates for 3 different things that you sell. You have 3 different separate businesses. You can do that inside Infusionsoft. They are mobile optimized, and you can save emails and put them in the templates. You can have lots and lots of different emails saved, and it's fun to use. It really is fun to create. If you are an artist, or you like to create things, or you like to play around with things, you're going to love our email builder because it's super fun. So let me get into the Infusionsoft email builder and show you how it's done. There we go. So when you open up Infusionsoft, if you're brand new and you haven't opened it up yet, you're going to land on your dashboard. When you land in your dashboard, even if you're just going to play around with Infusionsoft and not send off your first broadcast, you're going to go to the same place. So first I'm just going to play around and show you all the pieces, and then I'll go back and send a broadcast from the dashboard to show you how it's done. So I'm going to hover over the Infusionsoft logo, and I'm going to come to the marketing section because it's about marketing and connecting with your contacts. And I'm going to come down to emails and broadcast and click it one time. When I do, there's going to be a blue Get Started button, and I'm going to click that one time. That's going to bring me into the gallery, and I'm going to get my highlighter because I really like using my highlighter. And when you first open it up, you're going to land in the gallery. And the gallery consists of a whole bunch of different templates that you get to use and say, this is where I want to start. This is my starting point. There's about, 15, 20 of them, and you get to pick your starting point and edit from there. Then there's a previously sent. I call these buckets, and the previously sent buckets are any emails that you've already sent out and you want to find them. Oh, I just sent one out and I want to send that again and just change it a little bit. There's your drafts. So you can be comforted to know that if you're working in the email builder and your dog has to go outside and your computer shuts down, that will save in the draft area. And then there's the My Templates, that if you decide that you have to save one because it's the best email ever and you want to also use it in your campaign builder, if you put it in the My Templates bucket, it will automatically save, and you can drag those into the campaign builder too. So you can make business A, business B, business C, and business D. And when you're making a campaign, you can just use that same email as a template. Let me erase my drawings. So the gallery is your starting point, and you get to scroll down and pick which one you like the best to start out with. So because of all the brouhaha with airlines, I'm going to use this one and hit Use Template. When I hit Use Template, it's going to open up that email as my starting point. And you can see a little slider just appeared. I call it a slider or a mini blind. It looks like one of the mini blinds that you pull down. This is where you can change who this email is coming from. So if people don't know me as Judy Miller at Infusionsoft.com, they may know me as my business. I can hit the little arrow going down, hit the other button, and I can change it to whatever I want. I'm going to call this My Biz. It may be my business name. It may be who I'm working for. It may be the UPS. I may be working for 3 different UPS, and this may be UPS store number 1. And then the email address is whoever you want to get the reply to this email. So if somebody replies back to you and says, oh my gosh, that video was so funny, this is the person they're going to reply to. Or I want a sample of that material. This is the person that we will be sending out the sample. So I'm just going to put my email address right there. And it just got really cold in here, so I'm shivering. So if you hear me shivering, it's because I just turned the AC on in here. Put on my jacket real quick. When I hit save, it will save who it's coming from. So it can come from other, or it can come from the contact owner, or it can come from a different user that you want to send this out from. Recipients we're not going to go over right now because we're not really sending it. We're just playing around with it. And the next is the subject line. And Jennifer just asked, can Infusionsoft integrate with Salesforce? It can integrate with Salesforce, but there is a fee. You need to have an API connection. So you'd have to go to our marketplace and see how much that integration is and have to get that set up by someone in Salesforce, but it can integrate with Salesforce. So I'm going to come to the subject line. I'm going to add a subject line. I'm just going to put, here is the newsletter, the monthly newsletter, and a couple exclamation points. Now if I want to put their name in there, I'm going to put a space so it doesn't squish up against the exclamation points. And if I want to add their name, I just come to this little white merge button right next to the subject line to the right, click it one time, and all the fields that I have to choose from show up. I want to pick their first name, so I go to most common, click on first name, and now it will say, here's your monthly newsletter, Judy. Here's your monthly newsletter, Jennifer. Whatever name you have in the contact record will show up. Now I'm going to hit this little arrow going up and move that header or move that slider up so it's not in my way. This is the banner. I can come in and I can change that banner to my own banner by clicking on it. Once I click on it, if I don't want a banner, I can delete it by hitting the trash can. I can come to the left, and if you notice on the left, the toolbar changed, and I can change the image or I can edit this image. If I hit edit, I can put my company name, my website name, and my phone number if I really like this image, or I can change it to my logo. If I want to change it to my logo, I just hit change image, and I'm going to search for Infusionsoft. I want the one with the palm trees. Where's my palm tree? Club Infusionsoft. No palm tree, but that's good. Put in my Club Infusionsoft. Scrolling down from that, I can make it bigger or smaller just by toggling. If I make it smaller, I can align it left or right, and I'm going to make it big again. You can also link your image if you want to link it to a specific website or to your blog page. You can link it by just clicking right there, but I'm not going to link mine. And then you always want to tell Infusionsoft what that image is. So if somebody gets this email and they just toggle over it because it doesn't show up, it just says download pictures, you can just put company logo so they know it's okay to open. I'm going to put that in center and make it big. So that's my image. That's my banner. Scrolling down from this template that I'm using, it has a title. And I can change this title just by scrolling over it and go, Happy April and After Easter. If I want to change the color, I simply highlight over it in this black toolbar above the email content. I can just come over and I can choose a different color. If you have emails in MailChimp or Aweber or Constant Contact and you just want to move those over to Infusionsoft, all you need to do is go and copy and paste it right here. That's it. If you want to add more content, you can just add more content just like that. If I want them to download something, I want to give them a free report or give them a free MP3 to listen to, I can add that by going click here to get my free ideas now. To make a click-through link, write your content, highlight it, black toolbar above, click on the one that looks like a little chain link fence, and when you do this, box will appear. I want to give them a downloadable link, but I have the option by hitting this arrow. I can put in a URL to maybe a registration form, maybe my website. I can put in an email address that will pop up, a phone number, or a file download. Well, I want to put in a file download. If I need to add a new file, I just hit Upload New File. It will take that file off your desktop and put it on Infusionsoft server, so we will hold that for you. I already added mine, so I'm just going to come to Choose File, and I'm going to add my 5 newsletter ideas. And if you'll notice right underneath there's a little tag. And if you want to tag them, if you want to know, wow, these people clicked on my ideas. They thought that email was engageable. I guess it's not a word, engageable enough, that they clicked on the link and they downloaded my ideas. I want to know how many people downloaded my ideas, so I want to tag them. Click on the tag. I can either create a brand new tag or start typing downloaded ideas. If I already have that tag created, it will appear, and hit done. Insert link, and now I made a downloadable link. So if you're giving out a free chapter, a free report, a free checklist, a free white paper, that's how you can do it. If you want to tag them so later you can check, I sent off an email and I want to see how many people downloaded it. You can check and say how many people have the tag downloaded ideas. Wow, out of 50 people that I sent this email to, 49 of them downloaded my ideas. That's amazing. That is great, link engagement. Awesome. I can add more content. If I come to blocks, so if you notice all the way to the left, there's design and blocks. With blocks, I can add more to this email. If I don't want to add more to the email, but I want to create that button, I just click on the button. When I click on the button, if you look to the left, the button builder appears. And I'm going to call this Get My Ideas Now. Get Ideas Now. And exclamation points. I can change the style moving down to the left. I can change the button link to my file download, and I'm going to put in the same file, so I'm giving them two chances. And then I want to tag them. If they downloaded it, I want to know. So I just formatted that button, and then I want to change the color, and I want it to kind of match my logo and not really orange. Or I want it to really pop out and make it blue. And then we have our social media icons. I think it's a great idea to put your social media icons on the bottom and on the top. To get the social media icons, I'm going to delete this so I can show it to you from scratch. I'm going to come to blocks, and I'm going to look for the block that says social. Oh, here it is. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to drag it where I want it, and I want it right underneath my banner. When I put my block there, you'll see it was a little bit different than the one that was on the bottom. There's nothing colored. That means it's not set up yet. If you want those to appear, you need to come over here and format on the left-hand side in the toolbar. Just go to your Facebook page, grab the URL, and then paste it in here. And as soon as you start typing in here, it will appear. If you want your Twitter account, type in your Twitter handle. If you want LinkedIn, type in your LinkedIn URL. If you want Pinterest, type in your Pinterest URL, and so on. I always recommend that you copy these because they don't go from email to email or template to template. Copy down these URLs and put them on a document or a Microsoft Excel, an Excel spreadsheet, so you have these. Once you get it set up, I recommend that you put them on the top of the email, and if your email is going to kind of be long, put it on the bottom of the email too. But you don't have to reproduce the whole thing. Just click on your social media snippet. Next to the trash can, there's a little duplicate button. Make a duplicate, and then drop this to the bottom too. Pretty cool and pretty easy. If you want to make another button, simply click on the button, hit duplicate, and then you can add a button too. So we made it really easy for you to get done quick. If we come back to our blocks, go over a couple more. If I want to add an image to this email, because it's kind of boring and all it has is Facebook snippets, I can add an image by grabbing the image and dragging it and dropping it wherever I want it to appear. Sorry, I paused to get a drink of water. Once this appears, you'll notice on the left-hand side, the toolbar changes, and I can either grab a picture that's already in my library, or I can add a picture by hitting Browse. So I'm going to add this little goofy-looking dog, and once I do, I'm going to put Goofy Dog here. I can link it if I want to link it. I can change the alignment to left, right, or center, and I can even come in and I can edit this dog and put a either content on it, put my phone number on it, or put a border around it just by hitting editing. So that's my image. If I want a group, I can grab a group, and right next to the dog, I can add an image. I can add content or a button. And if you don't want everything in this group, on the left, the toolbar changes. I don't want a button. I just want the image and content. Awesome. Just like that. If I want to add a video to my email, I just come back to my blocks, come to video, add the video where I want to add it, and then I need to go grab the URL for my video. So if you're using Vimeo, you'd go to Vimeo. If you're using Wistia, you'd go to Wistia. If you're just sharing something from YouTube, you'd go to YouTube. So let me go to YouTube real quick. I think I need to look it up here. I'm just going to go to my basic training videos. So I have a basic training channel, and you guys will get the URL for this when I send you the recording. And I'm going to go to my send emails from last week. I'm going to pause it, and then I'm just going to grab this URL on top. You can even come down to the share button, and it will give you the same one. I'm going to copy this. Then when I go back to my broadcast, I'm just going to paste it in my toolbar, and the video will appear. I can make it bigger or smaller just by toggling, and I can move it left, right, or center just by playing around. So you'll notice that every time you click on some image over here in your blocks, let me grab dividing line and put a dividing line here. When you add a tool from the blocks, it will change your toolbar. I can make my dividing line bigger or smaller, and then I can change the color by toggling in the color bar. So you can take all those little pieces and you can create really fun emails. Somebody asked last week, can I have 3 buttons going across the page? Because I have a small, medium, and large t-shirt that I want to sell. Awesome. Grab a button, put one button, come back and grab a button, put it right next to it, and then come back and grab another button, or you can just duplicate it 3 times, and there's my 3 buttons, so small, medium, or large. You may have 3 different webinars that they're signing up for, June 1st, June 15th, or June 30th, and they can sign up based on those buttons because you can link those buttons to a registration form. Pretty cool. And you can change the color of the buttons, and you can change the text of the buttons. Under the design phase, and as soon as you open up a template, it will go to design. The design will let you change the color of your header. So the color of this right here, if you don't want to just change it by itself. You can also change the color of your hyperlink. So where it says click here to get my free ideas, I can change that to red if I want to. And then I can also change the background color. I usually like to make it like a dark gray so it really pops out. Once you're done creating your email, you're going to come to Save as Template, or you can just exit. If you exit, it will be saved in drafts. If you save it as a template, it will show up in your My Templates. I'm going to hit Preview, and if you hit Preview, your screen will show up, saving your work. It will show up on a tablet and also on a phone so you can see what it looks like. And this is why I said to put your social media icons on the top and the bottom, because if they're looking on their phone, once they scroll down, they may not look at that top again, and oh, I can follow them on Facebook just by clicking here. Cool? Cool. So we created a template. We went over all those little blocks that you can use. Now let me show you how to send a broadcast, and then I'll get to questions. So I'm going to exit. Get out of my builder. And I'm going to go to my dashboard. Get rid of all these little announcements here. So when you get to your dashboard, you're going to do the same thing. Hover over the Infusionsoft logo. Come to Marketing, Emails, and Broadcasts. Click the blue Get Started button, and this time I want to go to my templates because I created a template to send out today. So I'm going to come all the way to my templates, and I'm going to choose the template that I created this morning before I started my webinar. Come on, open, open, open. Here we go. This is my newsletter that I created. I'm going to hit Use Template and it's going to open it up. That will stay intact as a template and I can change this one. So there's my Infusionsoft logo. I'll go over the pieces first. My logo, a dividing line, social media snippet, image, content, content with a link, button with a link, video of the Beach Boys, are you ready for summer, dividing line, content, button, 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 social media snippet. So it's super easy, and I can even come in and change the color of the button because that one's a hideous color, and I'll change it to one of my favorite colors. There we go. I can come in and edit whatever I need to edit. So if I want to say happy after Easter and I want to add their first name or the Easter Bunny, I wrote this so I think it's really funny and you guys can copy it if you want. The Easter Bunny has gone away. The candy is all ate. So now it's time to read my newsletter and see that it is great. So I was just goofing around and then I know it's not grammatically correct, but I needed it to rhyme. And I have a picture of a bunny half eaten. If I want to add their name to this, I can put ... and I can add their name by coming to the toolbar, the little black toolbar on top, hit Merge, Most Common Fields, and First Name. If you ever want to see what your email looks like and what it looks like when they're dropping their name in there, you can just come to Preview and it will automatically put your name in because you're the one that's logged in. I'm logged in, so it says, and see that it is great, Judy. And then it says Judy down here, but that's because I typed it. This is a field that I merged into that email. So my email is done. If I want to add anything else, I can add anything else. I can change the colors. I can edit whatever I need to edit. And now I'm ready to send it. So I'm going to come back to the middle, right above the palm tree, a little bit to the right, and hit that teeny tiny little arrow. And I need to choose my recipients for this email. Who do I want to send it to? If you came to our Manage Contacts webinar yesterday, you'll know that we can save searches. So you can save buckets of people based on criteria. I want to save a search for only people that want to buy a house in the next 3 to 6 months that want to spend over $200,000. I can save that criteria of people and then I can just send this just to that group of people. So you can either use a save search, you can search for specific tags, or you can send it to your entire list. To send it to my entire list, I'm going to hit New Search. When I hit New Search right under the recipient box, it's going to open up. I wonder if it opened up on my other screen. It did. It's going to open up this box. And I'm not going to pick any criteria. I'm just going to hit Search. And that will scoop up my whole entire list of contacts inside Infusionsoft and add them to this email blast. I have 210. I don't really want to send it to them because I have some fake email addresses in because this is a demo. So I'm going to delete that. If I want to send it to a saved search, I can start typing and my saved search will come up. I have a saved search for Awesome Newsletter List. And if I click on that, the people inside that search will show up. There's 3 people on that list. Or I can start looking for tags. The tag I want is anyone that has the Awesome Newsletter List tag. And there they are. I'm going to get rid of those 3. And I have 3 people on this list, anyone with the Awesome Newsletter List tag. So anyone that signed up for my newsletter is going to be on this list. Now I'm going to come over to the button that says Schedule or Send. And I'm going to click on it one time. When I do, Infusionsoft will check my newsletter or my broadcast. And it will let me know my email is done. It looks good. Who it's coming from. My recipients look good. If I didn't have recipients, there'd be a little exclamation point here. My subject is good. And it asks for date and time. Do I want to send this off at a specific date and time, or do I just want to send it? I'm going to go ahead and send this now. Hit the blue Send Now button. And once I do, it will turn into a different screen. It will show you the reporting screen. And once this email goes out, a pie graph will automatically open up on the bottom of this report, and it will let you know how many people got your email, how many people opened it up, how many people didn't open it, how many people clicked on links, etc. If you want to learn more about this report, in our Help Center at help.infusionsoft.com, email broadcast report, and you can get all the information you need to understand this report better. How do you get back to this report? Let me show you. Hover over the Infusionsoft logo, Marketing, Reports, click it one time. It gives you all the marketing reports. We just sent a broadcast, so I'm going to click on Broadcasts. It will show up all the broadcasts we sent out, and I'm just going to hit the View button for the tippy top one because that's the one I just sent out, and my report will show up again. So let me send a broadcast again, and then we'll get to questions. Emails and broadcasts. Get started. Come to my previously sent. My internet is not very quick right now. Grab the one that I just sent out. I can change whatever I need to change here. For the sake of this one, I'm going to get rid of the subject line. And I'm going to put in my recipients. Anyone with the Awesome Newsletter List tag. I'm not going to put in a subject line. I can come edit whatever I want to edit and hit Schedule or Send. Once I do, Infusionsoft will show me the checklist and I'll go, whoops, you don't have a subject. Please put in a subject now. Okay. I can either schedule it for a time and date. If I'm going to be going out of town, I like to send off my newsletter on Tuesday mornings. I can send it off then. But I'm going to hit Send Now. Click on the blue Send Now button, and my email will go out. And that's how easy it is to send off a broadcast. You can send it to one person by searching for that one person. You can send it to somebody with specific tags, or you can send it to a saved search. I always give a challenge when I'm done with my presentation, and my challenge is for you to get inside Infusionsoft and play around with the builder. Create an email template, add a link, add your image, add a banner, add a document, add a chapter of a book, add a checklist, and send out that broadcast to yourself. And I even included my email address, which is basictraining@infusionsoft.com. You can add me to your CRM, Judy Miller, put in my email address, and you can add me to that broadcast list so I can take a look at your email and see if it worked. Did the links work? Did the video show up? Do I feel, compelled to write you back? Do your customers feel compelled to write you back, or your contacts? Do they feel like they need to download that downloadable link because it looks so good? And watch a recording I'll be sending along with the goodies, a workbook that I created that kind of goes over some of the stuff that I taught today, so that when you're watching it, you can print off that workbook so it becomes more inside of you and you just remember it better. So I'll be sending all that to you along with the recording. And let's go to questions. So one of our attendees said, how can I send this email to just one person? Let me show you how. If I'm in my broadcast area, and I just want to send it to one or two people and I just know their names but they don't have any tags, I just added them to Infusionsoft, I'm just going to grab the email that I want to send out, use it, click on Use, and then for my search, when it shows up, in my new search, I'm just going to search for their name and then hit Search. When I do that, I only have one person named Judy in there. There they show up, and then I can hit Schedule or Send. So we have another question. All my templates are saved in the classic email broadcast. So when I go to send a broadcast, send an email broadcast get started button. If you bring up something in the classic builder, let me show you. I need to exit out of here. If I go to my templates and I go into my classic builder and open up one of the emails in my classic builder, I thought it said actions in here. I think Maybe it is in email. I haven't used this part yet, again, for a long time. So I think that if you're inside here and go to use template, and just bear with me for a moment. Let me go back. If I open up this new builder and I come to actions, I can import legacy templates, so that's right there. So import legacy template, pick the template that I want to import, and then convert the template, and it will bring that right into this gallery. Sorry it took me a long time to get there. So convert template, and you can add it right here. The subgroup would have a tag that I would use to exclude them. So if you want to exclude someone, let me show you how to do that. That was a great question. So let me just use this template right here. If people don't have a tag and somebody does have a tag, the people that don't have a tag would be excluded. But there's something else you can do in here that's kind of cool, Elaine. I can come into new search. I just really love this, that you can do this. And I can say, okay, I want to find anyone in here. Let me make this bigger. I want to find anyone with the tag Awesome Newsletter List. So they're on my Awesome Newsletter List, and they come to my beginning yoga class, or they've signed up for beginning yoga, but they don't have the tag Advanced Yoga. So they've come to they're on my newsletter list. They've come to a couple of my beginning classes, but they haven't signed up for anything advanced yet. And I can search for people that don't have, so people that have any of these tags, but they don't have this tag. People that have a prospect tag that came to this webinar, and this webinar, but they came to lots of webinars, but they don't have the tag customer yet. So they've done all this stuff, but they're not a customer yet. Those are the people that I want to send this broadcast to with a special offer. So you can either say, I want to just find people that have this tag, and only those people that will show up, or I want to find people that have this tag, this tag, this tag, and this tag that aren't in this zip code, or don't have this tag, or haven't come to one of these webinars. So you can really, really filter down and exclude people and include people based on tags or anything else that you can find inside these headers. Awesome, awesome. So it doesn't look like there's any other questions. One is, how can I join tomorrow's webinar? Let me show you. That one snuck up on us. If you'd like to join tomorrow's webinar and you're not yet signed up for it, you can simply go into Infusionsoft, click on the Help Center, which will open up another window and bring you right into the Help Center, and click on the Webinar tab. Here's our Infusionsoft basic trainings. You can view all and sign up. And here's the masterminds that I told you about that are a little bit higher level, that you can view all of them right there. So I know that was a lot of information. If I didn't answer any of your questions, you can email me at basictraining@infusionsoft.com. I really appreciate your questions, for you guys being engaged. I will send you the recording and all the goodies this afternoon after lunch. And thank you so much for joining me and being part of my webinar and being an Infusionsoft customer. So thank you so much. If any of you are coming to ICON, which is next week, our big conference, come find me. I'll be there. Just ask somebody and they'll know where I am. So thank you for being a customer, and bye-bye.